So you can see the aftermath, not very happy about it. Someone's obviously reversed into the car. It's actually dented about that wide and finishes here and starts way up the door line, probably about here. So it's quite a big dent, unfortunately. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video. It's been a crazy couple of weeks for me. I'm sure it has been for you guys as well as car enthusiasts, especially if you're here in the UK, where we haven't been able to buy fuel. And I've been caught out by that twice, once in my car, once in the missus' car, because she's a midwife, and I was thinking, am I gonna have to siphon this car off like Alex Kirsten from Car Throttle? Or am I going to be able to find some fuel? Because I'd cycle to work and I'd siphon this off so that she can drive as a midwife. My fiance's a midwife, so she needs to be in hospital. She needs to help deliver babies and help people not have miscarriages and stillbirths and all those sorts of things that all the checks leading up to a birth would include. You know, it's an important job. So I'd siphon my car off, I'd cycle to work, and I'd make sure she's able to get in. But anyway, I did find a petrol station, thank God, and now everyone's stopped being mental and topping the cars up, which is brilliant because there wasn't enough fuel to go around, obviously, and all the idiots that were filling the Sainsbury's carrier bags up with petrol. Anyway, aside from that, as you've probably seen from the thumbnail of this video, my car also got damaged. Oh, and another thing that happened as well is that my toddler, a 4-year-old, not quite a toddler, it's probably a small child. Anyway, he left the interior light on in the missus' car, so one morning at 6 o'clock when she's setting off to work, I'm in bed. I had to wake up and break out the Noco GB20. Brilliant piece of kit, by the way, highly recommend. I'll leave a link above. Really came in clutch, saved the day. Bumped the car off with the Noco GB20. She went off, I warned her not to stall the car and all the rest of it, and the battery was fine, thankfully. I did think at first, I thought, is it the cold weather that's got to it and knackered it? And it wasn't, so that was good. But yeah, the reason why you clicked on the video. So yeah, you probably won't be able to see from this particular angle, but I showed you it earlier, and I'll also throw a picture up on screen. The car's been bumped into, I don't know how it's happened at work somehow, a red car with black bumper trim, and I'm pretty sure it was plastic to metal because it left remnants of the black plastic trim and their paint on my door. And how they did it I don't know, because I always park right over so I can get out of my driver's side, and I park up against a wall, so they had ample room. But yeah, they've obviously tried to reverse in. The corner of their rear bumpers hit my car, and you can just tell it's been reversed into, especially with how the paint was on the car, and you saw that on the picture just there, and it has come off. It's come off quite well actually as their paint, and it's left a few scratches on my car but nothing major. The next thing then that I'm probably going to do, because I did buy a passenger wing for this car because it started to rust a little bit and I wanted the car to be mint, sort of made that redundant a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm still going to do the wing, and I'm probably going to get a paintless dent repairer to have a look at the door on that side. And fingers crossed we can find whoever's done it, but I'm doubtful at this point. I don't think as well, because it was in a private car park, I don't think we're going to find any substantial evidence to prove that it was that person. And if you can't prove it, undoubtedly, what normally happens is that it ends up being a split claim, or you can't prove it and you end up then making a claim on your own insurance. And for something that's going to be so cheap to repair, it just wouldn't be viable. But I genuinely think some sort of damage like this on a car this old would nearly write the car off if you were to go down the approved manufacturer's guidelines of repair, and I'll explain why. It's a little bit windy outside, so I apologise for that, but the approved manufacturer's guidelines on this particular car, being 20 years old, would probably have been to replace this door. Now, normally the manufacturers don't approve any sort of body filler or anything like that because it can really hinder the integrity of the panel. It can also, not the Bondo itself, but the damage behind it, and it can also impact the paint, and the quality of the paint can cause cracking, you know, Bondo or panel filler or whatever you want to call it. It expands and contracts at a different rate to what the metal panel does behind it, and over a long period of time won't last as long as what just a normal sheet steel panel would, you know, with the paint applied on top of it. The paint and the panel would normally expand and contract at a very, very similar rate because the paint's so thin and wouldn't impact the paint in long term, whereas body filler, it's sustainable to crack for those reasons. So the approved repair would probably be to replace the door skin, which Honda doesn't supply, or replace the whole door for those reasons. And that would probably write the car off. The door, I've already priced it up, about £440 plus VAT from Honda. And if you were to go down the manufacturer's approved repair, which is what insurers prefer to do to stop any sort of claims coming back, but they normally only do it on cars under 5 years old in some instances, or under 10 years old for other insurers. And then they do what they call an insurer approved repair, which would probably be filler and all the rest of it, and it probably wouldn't write the car off. But let's say for argument's sake that I wanted to go down the approved repair route by the manufacturer. It would be a new door, new paint, time in prep, time in the booth, remove and refit the door and all the components within it. The hours themselves, as well as the part cost, as I previously previously mentioned would write the car off. This car's worth 2 to 3 grand at trader's value. So let's say they value it low, 2 grand, it's an old car. Then they only pay 50 to 70% of that particular value in repairs. Anything beyond that is seen as an uneconomical repair, and it would write the car off. That's how insurers work. So paintless body repairs also wasn't an option when this car was new, so it wouldn't be part of the approved body repair from Honda. But that's probably the best route to go down, in my opinion, when you've got a piece of damage like this. Miles cheaper, I can pay for it out of my own pocket, I don't have to involve the insurers, and hopefully if we find the people responsible for damaging the car, hopefully they'll be reasonable and pay for it and admit fault and say, yep, I reversed into your car while it was parked, you know, I'm happy to pay for it. What's the damage? This is the small invoice from the paintless body repairer. I'm hoping that's all it needs, and yeah, we can go on and I'll be happy because my car's back to normal. It won't make the wing I've bought redundant for the other side, trying to keep the car clean, but yeah, that's the plan. The other thing I'm wanting to do is fit a rear bumper on this particular car to go with the front lip, the side skirts, the spoiler. You know, I just think it'll look well, all done properly as a naughty's tuner car. So that's the idea there. That's what I'm wanting to do. Hopefully it'll look well once it's all done, and I'll get, you know, a vinyl down the side of it, underglow underneath, a carbon fibre wrap bonnet, you know, just go to town on it. But while the bumper's gone and it's getting painted and all the rest of it, I might as well take the front lip, take the side skirts off, take the spoiler off, run the car as is, and get those 3 smaller items painted as well by the guy that paints the rear bumper. And then when the dent's done on the door, I don't know if you can see that, see if you can zoom in. There you go, you can see the ripple, it's horrible. But then when the dent's done on the door, just there, the car, on the wing as well, on the passenger side, the car will look alright, in my opinion. I think it'll be pretty much done. The car as well, I've got loads of things left to do on the car, loads of things planned for the car. I've got loads of parts waiting in my house to go on the car and in that car. I've got DC2 front shocks, high back lowering springs, an underglow kit as previously mentioned, interior lights that I've previously mentioned, that wing that I've previously mentioned, hella horns. I've got all sorts of random stuff to go on this car, and they're all just sort of piling up in my house, especially the wing. The wing's taking up a lot of space, so I need to do that really. But yeah, that's an update, if you like, on the car. That's what I think I'll be doing with the car now that it's been damaged, you know, repairing that particular piece of damage in the most cost-effective way possible, not as per manufacturer's approved processes, because if I did do that and if I did go through the insurance and they offered that, obviously I wouldn't go down that route, but I don't want filler in my door either. I think they'd probably end up outsourcing the repair to a paintless dent repairer, personally. A normal body shop would probably do that to try and fix that issue. But anyway, that's the plan. Get that dent done, get the wing done, carry on with the modifications. I've got larger front brakes to do as well. I want to try and pull a bit of weight out of the car, and hopefully all those things will help with the car and it being a little bit more sporty to drive, a little bit more fun to drive, a little bit peppier. I've got an S2K throttle body as well, and I want a Integra Type R intake manifold. I've got a 421 branch exhaust manifold as well. I could do with a catback exhaust to go with that. All sorts is coming. So yeah, if you haven't checked out the build already, then please consider doing so here on your left probably, but it's my right. Also, here's another random video for you guys to enjoy. And yeah, please give them a watch if you haven't done so already, because it really does help the channel. It really helps if you give a like below as well. So thank you very much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.